A very good morning to everybody who has joined and who is, in the process of joining. So, welcome on this beautiful Sunday morning to our Sahaja Yoga introductory meditation class. We'll be starting in a couple of minutes. We'll just give a few minutes for people to join. Thank you so much for your patience. Very good morning to everybody who has joined us today. Wish you a very, very, very happy 2021. I hope this year brings us a lot of joy, a lot of happiness, and also I also hope that I get to meet each and every one of you in person. Uh, so, with that said, let's get started. So today is the day one of our 4 week meditation program. This program is the objective of this program is to get you started on your journey into this meditation. So this first day is nothing but a brief introduction, and we will follow it up by meditation, where you will be able to experience the state, hopefully experience the state of joy, state of peace and tranquility. That's our hope today. So the first thing I want to start off with is, a lot of people have this idea that meditation is. Just give me 1 second. That was my daughter. So the a lot of people have this idea that meditation is like something extremely serious and super intense, right? So people think of an old man perhaps on top of a mountain and like vigorously fighting his thoughts or whatever, right? But in truth, meditation, at least the way I have experienced it, is quite the contrary. It's extremely joy giving. It makes your personality, the very nature of your being, from being less serious to being in a state where you're able to enjoy yourself, your own company, in a much more pleasant way. Um, yeah. So people have talked about meditation, and this is a nice quote that we have here, yeah, supposedly from Buddha, where meditation hasn't actually, he says that meditation hasn't actually given me anything but got rid of all bad things that I have. So having said that, so a lot of people are here to experience this sense of peace, sense of relaxation. I bet most of you would love, would love to give whatever they have, even to experience this state for a short period of time. At least that's what I was when I started. What I understood was, when we often talk about stress, about thoughts, about our reactions, usually we tend to ascribe it to an external event, like, hey, my uh, wife is causing the stress, my boss is causing the stress, my husband is causing the stress, my child is causing the stress, etc., etc. We always tend, as humans, based on like familiar patterns, we always tend to call out other people for the reason why we are not able to be in the state of peace. But if you actually look deep into it, it's not so much others as ourselves. It's usually our reaction to what's happening on the outside that's triggering these thoughts. Case in point, if you're late to your meeting in traffic, you could pretty much be annoyed, angry, aggressive, yelling at others, or you could be listening to music and enjoying yourself. These are both you at different points in time, essentially. But we often think that it's the traffic which is causing stress, but in reality it's how we take it, how we are able to process it, how we are able to you know internalize it and react to it is what determines how stressful our existence is. The purpose of meditation, in a nutshell, is that we stop trying to fix the outside, kind of embrace this chaos of life and all the challenges that it presents, and instead try to seek that silence, that peace, that ability to manage things from within. So that is, in nutshell, what we are trying to accomplish today through this process of meditation. So, without going into too many words, too many complications, there are tons of benefits of doing regular meditation. There are physical benefits, which is obvious, right? So if you think less, if this constant chatter in your head is down, obviously your sense of well-being goes up, so it will have physical benefits. uh, Reduction in many of these common modern ailments like diabetes, blood sugar, blood pressure, etc., would only be a natural consequence of you being in a calmer state of mind. There are also other benefits which are intangible. For example, how like I like to say it as how much mileage you get out of life. You're driving the same car, which is this body, but whether you're able to enjoy that life, how many ever years we live, that enjoyment every day, having more fun, experiencing more deeper relationships, enjoying people's company, enjoying your own company. I think that is, in a sense, what I find to be the best benefit of meditating. Uh, so, how does this happen? So, this is something that people have known pretty much. We all know that stress is a killer. Stress is the secret silent killer, modern day, whatever. But essentially, how does this? How do we even stop this stress? So they did a research at some point of time, where they told the participants, think of anything except the white elephant. And interestingly, all the participants spent their entire session thinking of the white elephant. That is very natural. This is the way our human brain is kind of hardwired. It tends to go to the negative. It tends to cling on to negative experiences, so that it is a defense mechanism of the body, of our own brain. And also, the more you try to control something, the less control you actually have over it. um, that is what this experiment kind of shows us. The more you fight with yourself, the more you struggle with your thoughts, uh, I can pretty much guarantee you, then far from enjoying meditation, you will become that exact grumpy old man that we were talking about earlier, who was fighting with himself, and pretty much sad for the rest of his life. Um But the idea behind meditation is to somehow escape this trick of fighting yourself, um, and instead try to find a way by which you can experience this. Even if you experience it for a short period of time, that helps to kind of give you a taste of how this works and how this inner silence is and the benefits of it. And we humans are very good at, once we enjoy something, we keep searching for that and keep going after it, to a point where eventually we achieve it. So that's the, in a nutshell, what we are trying to accomplish. So, luckily for us, this human body has a subtle system which is shown in the slide before us. So, this is not a physical existence, although some parts of it actually have a physical existence. I'll explain about that later. Um, the first thing I want you to note is the triangle in the bottom of the spine. So, that is a physical bone which is there within our body. The Greeks, who first discovered this bone, named it as the sacrum bone. The word sacrum, interestingly, has the same root word as the word sacred in English. So perhaps the Greeks knew there was something sacred about this bone. Within it resides a 3.5 inch coil of energy. So this 3.5 inch coil of energy is called as Kundalini in Sanskrit. So uh, the word kundal itself means a coil of energy. That's what it means. Uh, but don't make the mistake of thinking that this is something that only the ancient Indians knew or stuff like that. It's as universal as uh, universal energy should be. For example, north of India in China, the great philosopher Lao Tzu called it the Tao. In the Middle East, it's called as Ruhani. And the entire tapestry of human culture and civilization is woven around a unconscious uh, understanding, or perhaps a sense of expectation that this energy exists within all of us humans. um, Case in point, the first cavemen drew a spiral which is very resembling this energy in their caves. So basically, this is a subtle energy, doesn't have a physical existence. So don't go trying to break this bone and see what's there within. It's not visible, or it's a subtle energy. And once this energy is awakened, according to all these great philosophers, all these great thinkers of ancient age, uh, who had a lot of time, interestingly, to meditate and find about themselves, what they discovered is this energy, when awakened, and when it reaches on top of your head, you is denoted by the the multicolored flower on top of the head. What people realized is, the ancients realized is, that when this connection happens, that you get connected, your internal power gets connected to a universal power. So this universal power, depends on, if you are a person of religious bent, you would perhaps call it God. If you have a more scientific bent, you would perhaps call it cosmic energy. If you are a psychologist, you will call it universal unconscious. So it doesn't matter what name we give to all these things, but what matters is, there is a cosmic energy, uh, which is, when connected to your internal energy, is capable of giving you this silence, this state of tranquility that we are searching for, freedom from stress, etc., etc. So, final question. Like, this is what I had when I joined. Okay, all right, sign me up for it. But how do we awaken this inner energy to reach the top of this head? Is there like a magic button? Again, interestingly, a lot of people have tried a lot of methods to awaken this. Some thought, maybe gravity affects everything, right? So maybe, if I stand on my head, perhaps using the power of gravity, this energy might awaken. But like I said, it's not a physical existence. So you can try. Maybe your blood circulation will improve, but not necessarily this energy might come up. Also, some people interestingly, thought this energy center has to be open, the last energy center. So maybe I can be super smart about it, try to break a coconut on top of my head. That way it'll open. Needless to say, that didn't quite work as planned. They basically just had little blood and got on with their lives as usual. So I've been telling about things that don't work, but how do we actually make it work today, and how do we experience this today? So for this, we are going to take inspiration from Mother Nature. If you're familiar with gardening, the most natural way things are done in nature is that it doesn't involve any human effort. So we plant a seed and we basically do nothing. It is the innate capacity of the seed and the innate capacity of Mother Earth, which kind of makes it into a tree, into a plant, or a tree, or flower, or whatever it is. So in that, the spirit of that, what we're going to try today is not to force this energy, not to fight with ourselves, not to be so uptight, not to kind of struggle, like don't expect a battle, blah blah. So what we're going to try is something so simple that it's so simple that it's genius. Something like that. All we are going to do is, if this energy is a natural energy, we are literally going to just see if it has an innate capacity to blossom within us and give the state of meditation. So i- it is very interesting that when said like that, it seems like, oh, it's too simple. But the beauty of this is that the genius of that is that it is the simplest thing. It has the most amazing rewards. As someone who has experienced it for the last 15 16 years, I can tell you with full confidence that just let go and let this energy come up, and you will enjoy the benefits of it. All right, so next slide. All right, so now we are going to go through the actual process of self realization. So, the word self realization is a very interesting word. The reason why it's called self realization is because the idea is to somehow realize yourself. What we see about ourselves is usually more of a very um, you know incorrect version of ourselves. So if you go and ask somebody, who are you? People will say, oh, I'm a very angry person, I'm a very sad person, I'm depressed, I'm anxious. But the reality is, you're basically none of these things. The reality is that you are, in fact, this beautiful self within, the true self, or the spirit, like the scholars or the philosophers used to call it. Um, and the reality is, this energy is capable of giving you joy and making you into a totally different person, that all our constructs about who we are basically meaningless. um, and we shouldn't give so much weightage to all of that. So let's go through this process of self-realization. um, our fellow volunteer Ramesh is going to lead us through these steps, and please follow along and enjoy. And then we'll have all the questions after. So keep all your questions, and let me know once we are done with the sessions. Thank you.
Thank you, Karthik Bhaiya, for explaining wonderfully. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Yeah, I want to just talk a couple of things about the subtle system that we need to know so that we can enjoy the self-realization process. Uh, At the core, as we have already heard, is a triangular bone in which there is an energy that resides within 3.5 coils called as Kundalini, which literally means a coiled energy. We can call this a our own energy that's born with us. It is a motherly energy that nourishes us. So we can refer to this energy throughout this process as mother. And this Kundalini energy, as I said, is personal to us. It is born, it is loving, it is caring, and its innate nature is the moment we awaken this energy through the process, it starts to rise along our spinal cord, and it nourishes all the various energy centers in its path. And finally, it comes from the seventh energy center, which is at the top, and connects with our energy with the all pervading energy. And you can see in this chart, there are two sides. We have a left channel, the one that is represented in blue, and there is this channel, the left channel represents our past and also the desire. And so we express our desire through the left channel, or the energy drawing from the left channel. And the converse to this is the right channel, which is shown in the yellow. This is the warmer side of our inner being, and this is where the action part comes. And we when we do any action, this is the channel from which we draw the energy. So we have left side for the desire, right side for the action. And similarly, in the subtle way, they represent our past and future as well. But we do not want to be neither in the past nor in the future. A true meditation is being in the present. And that's why we want to be in the central path. There is a third channel, the central channel, which keeps us in the center, in present. And that's where we want to be when we are in balance. And that path will really lead us all the way to the path of to the point of integration. And that's where we actually get into that state of meditation, what we call as thoughtless awareness. This is a very simple explanation. It is much more than that. Each of these energy centers, they control physical parts around those centers. For example, the fourth energy center is shown as it is around our central chest, and it controls the lungs, the heart, all the organs around that. And also it gives us certain qualities like love and compassion. So we can think of it like we have these seven gems, seven energy centers within our body, but they're clouded. And the only way that we can really shine them is by the process of meditation. Once they are awakened, once they are shining, then they become like jewels. They become our ornaments, and our inner subtle system really shines. And once we get to that state, our subtle body is in good shape. That reflects on our physical body. So the subtle system gives good subtle health that reflects on good emotional health and good physical health. There are so many benefits to it. And yeah, let's now get to the slides and see how we can awaken this Kundalini energy that we have been talking about. While doing all of this, we sit comfortably with our palms open in our lap, and feet touching on the ground. For now, we can keep our eyes open, but when we actually do this, we will do with our eyes closed. So the first step is, throughout this process, our left palm stays open in our lap, and we put our right hand, which is the action side, we keep on the left side, the desire side, at various parts of our body. The first one is we put our right hand on our heart. And here we say an affirmation. We don't have to remember anything now. We will do it when we actually do. I will say the affirmation that we can repeat silently in our heart. Okay. The next step is we move our right hand to the upper abdomen, right below the heart, still on the left side. And then we move to the lower abdomen, which is right around where we tie the belt, waistline, back to the upper abdomen, to the heart. And in the next step, we put our right hand in the corner of neck and shoulder, and it's comfortable generally to turn the head little to the right, and we can stretch our fingers touching all the way to our spine. Okay, the next step is we put our right hand on our forehead. Here we can bend our head little down, so as if our head is resting in our hand. Okay, the next step is we still use our right hand now on the back of the head, and this time we can raise our head looking at the ceiling. Again, as if our head is resting in our hand. Okay, and the last step, we stretch our fingers, and with the central part of the palm, we press the top of the head, the fontanel bone area, and we massage, press it firmly and massage the scalp, rotating clockwise as seen from the top. Okay, these are the steps for doing the self-realization. We don't have to remember anything. We've just gone through this process with our eyes open so we could see and kind of feel, follow along when we actually do it with our eyes closed. And yeah, you can, we'll keep my video on. So if you have any questions, you can definitely look at what I'm doing. Okay, then let us get started. Let's close our eyes and sit comfortably. Slowly raise our right hand and put it on our heart. Let's ask a question silently in our heart. Who am I? What is my true identity? Am I the pure spirit? We can now move the right hand to the upper abdomen on the left side. Here, let's ask a question. Am I master of my own self? We can move our right hand to the lower abdomen around the waistline. We can press it a little bit. This energy center gives the pure desire and pure knowledge. Desire to know about our true being and knowledge about our inner self. With all of our desire, let's ask our Kundalini energy, motherly energy within us. Oh, Mother, please give me the pure knowledge. Mother, please make me learn about myself, my true self. We can move our right hand back to the upper abdomen on the left side. This energy center gives us the self mastery. Let's say with full confidence in our heart, I am my own master, or I am my own guru. With the true knowledge, we can become our own gurus. Let's say with full confidence, I am my own master. Now slowly move the right hand back to the heart. Heart is where our spirit resides. Here, with full confidence, let's say in our hearts, I am the pure spirit. We can shun all the false identities we may have about this body or the thoughts or anything. But our true identity is the pure spirit within us, all of us. Let's say again, I am the pure spirit. I am not this body. I am not this mind. I am not these thoughts. I am not these attachments. I am the pure spirit. Now let's move our right hand to the corner of neck and shoulder. We can turn our head a little to the right. This energy center is where all the guilt gets accumulated. We can say, O Mother, as I am the pure spirit, I am not guilty of anything. I do not condemn any of my past actions. O Mother, I am not guilty of anything. Now we can move our right hand onto the forehead. We can tilt our head little down. This energy center is where any unforgiveness can be accumulated, which can become an obstacle in the path of Kundalini energy. So let's get rid of our unforgiveness by saying, Mother, I forgive everyone. Don't just think of an incident or an individual or anything. Just say, I forgive everyone. Mother, I forgive everyone. Now let's move our right hand to the back of the head. We can tilt our head little up. Here we can ask for any forgiveness for all the mistakes that we may have committed knowingly or unknowingly. Oh Mother, please forgive us for all the mistakes we may have committed, either knowingly or unknowingly. Oh Mother, please forgive us. Now, lastly, we can bring our right hand on top of the head with our fingers stretched with the central part of the palm. Let's press firmly the top of the head, the fontainal bone area, which was a soft bone when we were babies. Press it firmly and gently massage the scalp, not just the hair, massage the scalp clockwise as seen from the top. As we are massaging, we can say silently in our hearts, Mother, please give me my self realization. Or we can also say, Mother, please awaken within me. Mother, please give me my self realization. Mother, please give me my self realization. We can now slowly bring our right hand back into the lap, but try to maintain our attention on top of the head. Now slowly raise both our hands to the level of our heart and bring our attention to our palms and fingertips and see if we feel anything on our palms. Slowly we can take our hands back into the lap. Now we can raise our right hand to the top of the head, this time a few inches above the head. We can move our hand a little higher, little lower, and see if we feel anything on top of the head. It can be a subtle feeling on top of the head. See if we can identify that spot. We can slowly bring our right hand back into the lap and repeat the process with left hand. Raise the left hand few inches above the head and see if we feel anything different with our left hand. You can bring the left hand also back into the lap. And slowly open our eyes. Okay. Does anybody want to share how they felt? You may have to unmute or you can type in the chat window. Over to you, Karthik Bhaiya.
So if this was like our usual um, real life sessions, I would be calling out each one of you and asking what you felt, etc. But yeah, I mean, this format is not suited for singling out people in a fun way. But I'm very excited to hear from you what you felt. So it would be really awesome if you can share, maybe just like whether you felt something on top of your head, whether it was cool, whether it was warm, or did you feel peace within. Uh, it would help a lot, both for yourself and as well as for us, if you can share.
Hello.
Hey, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Hi. I felt a warmness on top of my head. The part when you said mother of forgiveness, I felt tingles from my feet all the way on top of my head.
I will explain what the warmth and the tingles means in a bit. If there is anybody else who would like to share Please go ahead.
Hello. Hi. Um, I too felt warmness, and right before opening our eyes, I saw a light.
Cool. I will definitely explain about warmth and also about the light. Anybody else?
Karthik, a couple of responses
When
from
I,
the chat.
I was when I put my hand on my head, I feel my heart bonking, and I feel excited.
Interesting. Yeah, I will. Yeah, that's also something that I will explain. If I
Okay.
miss something, please let me know. But I'll try to remember. Anybody else?
Karthik, there are few in the chat responses.
Okay.
Think
Relaxed heat above the head and current of flowing light up and down and from up to down. Okay, great. Electrical charges are almost at a smooth flow. Sounds great. So let me a little bit explain about the warmth. It is, like think of, yeah, somebody asked, is it normal to not feel anything? That is also pretty normal. Usually, being the first session, I don't expect everybody to feel something, nor immediately report something this way or that way. So it's perfectly normal not to feel anything. The honesty with which you see yourself should be absolute. So there is no need to kind of pretend or anything like that. It's great. You will eventually feel. The only thing that needs to be done is regular practice. And I also see I felt peace and relaxed. Especially I felt the part when we say, "Mother, I forgive everybody." It's also great to hear that. So, as I was telling before, the warmth is nothing but think of it like an old garden hose which has not been used for a long time. The moment you connect it to the water, to your pipe, the first thing is all that gunk which is accumulated comes out. So, in the same way, it's pretty much we have been living with ourselves for the longest times, and we have, through the process of growing up, accumulated a whole bunch of things which are not really great, which are actually in fact pulling us down. And like they say, it's better out than in. This energy, when it awakens, it slowly tries to work its way up through these energy centers. And whenever it encounters things which are not really conducive for your growth, like for example, constantly being mad at somebody, it's not great. You're actually suffering because of it. So this energy kind of gently clears it out, and the expression of that is warmth. So in fact, it's actually great that you're able to feel the warmth. It means that this energy has definitely started working within you, and is slowly progressing to kind of make you feel better, to make you get into the state of meditation. It's very common for people to feel um, a sense of relaxation during the meditation. The words "I forgive everybody" is also very powerful because we tend to accumulate a lot of you know anger sometimes towards others, and they could also be self-directed. Sometimes we can be mad at ourselves more than anybody else in the world. So that also kind of clears out. By forgiving others, one forgives oneself also. So that is that. So about the light, so the light is nothing but, if you see the number 6 energy center, the element associated with it is light. So sometimes when this energy center clears up, especially when you say "I forgive," you tend to kind of get into a state where you're more able to accept some of the flaws of others and forgive them. uh, for some people, it might express as seeing like a light or whatever. Uh, But the thing is, it's not to focus too much on all these what you feel, but the important thing is to kind of get yourself into a state of meditation, which is beyond all lights, all thoughts. So our goal is to get there. So it's great that you felt it. It means that this energy center is cleared, but that's not something that we necessarily are going to focus. So next, it comes to tingling. So the tingling denotes a certain imperfection in one of these energy centers. So it could be due to a mental, physical, or emotional imperfection within your body. And this energy is trying to communicate with you and indicate that, hey, you know what, there is this like a small issue that I found. And with regular meditation, you would be able to experience this and also know how to correct it. So it happens to all of us. Like there could be days when we are like extremely angry or whatever, right? So when in the morning, when you meditate, when you feel this tingling sensation, if that uh, for some people it might actually be pinpricks. If it's a little more intense, once you feel that, it means that this energy is trying to tell you you need to work on this particular energy center. And then you kind of place your hand there or place your attention there and kind of meditate. Helps relieve that problem. We will walk through how your hands are mapped to your energy centers. So if you see in the picture, they're actually color coded. We will walk you through all that in the coming sessions, and teach you also how to kind of uh, self diagnosis followed by self healing. So we will get into that in the next classes. um, okay, I see one more. I felt like my hand is staying at a distance by itself above my head slash warmth. Okay, so the warmth I explained before, and staying at a distance by itself. Uh, for some people, this feel like a little static. Some people feel like it's a little magnetic force. These are experiences unique to yourself. Not like as you can see, there's a wide gamut of experiences, but all these experiences are in fact positive. Sometimes it may feel that it's not like necessarily helping you with the meditation right now, but I think the in a sense this energy is trying to first communicate with you, is to establish a kind of a rapport with you, to say, hey, hi, it's been what, so many years since you were born. When you were a kid, you used to talk to me a lot, but then you forgot me, and now I'm back. So I want to say hi. So that's what it is all about. So it's great that you all had some kind of an experience, and we'll go into how to kind of work through this. The ultimate goal is, beyond all these experiences, the ultimate goal is the state of silence. Once you experience that, then that's when your meditation is all done. Anything else I missed? Any other questions? Anything that you'd like to know before? There's one last thing I'd like to say, but if you have any questions, please go.
Pardon. I received a message, and I don't recall the one about seeing the light.
Oh, sure. Yeah. So seeing the light, I just explained, it's number 6. When that energy center clears up, so then you actually feel like some people can see a light, a sense of white light, if it's everything is clear. Some people feel it. It's great that it means that the energy center has cleared up. It means that you're able to forgive. So that is what it is. But the focus also should be not in this light, but more on the meditation, which is our goal. Anything else?
Hello.
Yeah. Hey.
Hi. So this is a 4 weeks class. Is this once a week that
Yes.
we go on Zoom?
Mhm.
Okay, and this is the first class, correct?
So this is week 1. So next Sunday, same time, 11 o'clock. We'll meet again and
Okay.
we'll go forward. We'll do a little bit of what we did today, but then we'll also go forward with some new things.
Thank you.
And I want to add one thing, that meditation is something we get deeper in our meditations if we practice it daily. So we do offer daily meditations as well. And I think it's a good segue into the next segment that we want to talk about. Um, yeah, here we go. Every Sunday through Thursday at 9:15 p.m., a 45-minute guided meditation is will be there, and you are most welcome to join any of these sessions. And if this time works for you, great. If not, you can meditate with simple affirmations, whatever that you can say. Sit comfortably. 5 to 10 minutes morning and evening is what we strongly recommend. And yeah, if you can share your email addresses privately, either to me, Karthik, or anybody, that would be great. Then we can send some information booklets and things like that that will help you in getting into these daily meditations, how you can do meditate at home, and also some of these links. And if you're interested, we can send some reminders as well that about these meditation classes.
So one last thing before we close the session, I will take more questions after, but I just want to say one last thing before we close. I just want to pay my respects and tribute to the founder of this meditation. Her name is Srimataji Nirmala Devi. Uh, so one of the most beautiful ways in which we are nourished on this earth is when people show us love unconditionally and without gains in return. And many of us have directly felt it from her in the form of having made this meditation absolutely free of cost, not just for the first week, not just for the second week or whatever. It is a body of knowledge which is available free for you to experiment, for you to learn, and for you to enjoy. Not only that, throughout her life, she has stuck to this high ideal and goal um, of making this freely available to everybody throughout this world. She has spent her own personal money many times, and in an effort to meet the true seekers of the world. And I would like to pay my respects to this founder of this meditation, who is Srimataji Nirmala Devi. So having said that, thank you all for coming. We really enjoyed having you here. I'm definitely here a little more time for any other questions that you have. So if you have, please stay back. But for others, please feel free to drop off.
But I have a question. What country you are from? Because in the morning I was waiting at 11 o'clock, and I said, "Hey, why is that not starting?" And I see that here is at 8 in the night.
Oh,
Dus,
yeah, this is in USA Pacific. So that's 11 in the morning for us.
okay, thank you. We are in Holland.
Oh, nice. Okay.
and then I think, oh, that is the time, the schedule time. It's okay. I will be next Sunday.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you. It was very nice.
Thank you so much. Great.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
I think some seekers are asking where to share email addresses. Maybe they